Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, ever since its announcement, has had a very mixed reception. Now that it's released, that opinion has gone from mixed to even more mixed. In recent days, there's been a lot of drama around the community about this game's launch. Accusations of AI art, the original creators being shafted for work, fake concept art, and more have caused a boiling point in this community that should not be ignored. When preloading began a few days before release, a playable version of the game was leaked to the public by swapping the exe files. The game inside the folder was kinda shitty. The build in this folder was riddled with bugs and technical issues as well as blaring oversights. Keep in mind that while the folder was titled Beta, we were only a few days out from release, and the only thing that could probably fix these issues was a day one patch. Despite all the red flags, the community held out hope that this is not what the game would end up being like in the end, myself included. So now that it's out, just how good is Replanted? Well, we could start off by addressing the elephant in the room. The dynamic music from the original game is now gone. The music that's scaled with the pacing of the level is no longer here. This issue seems to vary in effect across different parts of the game. Grasswalk is constantly stuck in horde mode, while Moongrains never enters horde mode, which also means you never get to hear the best part of that song. This issue alone is enough to warrant refunding the game, but let's move on. Maybe there's something redeemable somewhere in here. The most obvious change is the art. This aspect of the game heavily varies in quality. Some of the styles don't match up, some animations are broken at times, and more issues. This is a side effect of using AI to upscale assets. Sure, it might be faster, but without proper human interference, issues like this will appear and slip through the cracks. It seems like nobody was really watching the assembly line here because almost none of it looks good. This is a bastardization of the brilliant work of artist Rich Werner. Fun fact, none of the original team were contacted to make this game. Not even Shiggy, and her music is used in the game and the trailers, it's just implemented wrong somehow. Before I go any further, I just want to say that I bought this game on Steam as well as the Switch. Playing both, I can definitively say that the Steam version is the most polished of the two, but that's because the Steam version got a day one patch, while the Switch version didn't for some reason. While this patch did manage to fix a couple of minor issues, like the zombies and Whack-A-Zombie teleporting into your house, or the music speeding up when you click the speed up button, it failed to address some of the other major issues that I will get into later. The state of the unpatched versions, as well as how little the patch on Steam actually fixed, created a very disastrous launch for this game. I want you to look at this and tell me how any of this is acceptable for a AAA title.
Brother, this guy stinks! EA. It's in the game.
After seeing that, you might be standing there wondering, is there anything here that's actually good? Well, there is actually. The speed up button. This is a feature that's been carried over from PvZ2 into this remake, and it's actually very helpful. PvZ1 is a fairly slow game at times, and having this button helps out quite a lot, especially for veterans like myself to get through the early levels. Or, trying to get through as much of the game as possible before hitting the refund threshold. Some other content that's been added are a set of bonus levels that were placed into the Limbo page and scrapped from the original game, a new adventure expansion called Cloudy Day in which sun production is slower, and Rest in Peace mode, which was advertised as a higher difficulty permadeath version of Adventure. I have not reached this content yet, so I have no experience. However, I have heard that the RIP mode was not delivered as promised. Another feature that's been added is the versus and co-op modes from the console and DS versions of the game. Since I don't have friends to play with, I wasn't able to play the two-player modes, but the amount of issues with the versus mode alone is fucking astounding, and it was a main selling point. First of all, only local play? I get that the 360 and PS3 ports had the same restriction, but really? In 2025? It is not 2010 anymore. Having multiplayer restricted to couch parties only is just plain asinine. The least they could have done is have some sort of peer-to-peer connection with room codes. Console games have been doing that since 2001. But also, with how broken the versus mode is, having online play surely would have only presented more issues, as we'll see next. The main issue with versus is that it has a tendency to just soft lock the plant side. If the zombies player plays a unit while the plants player is holding a plant with their mouse, the plant they're holding is deselected and becomes unusable for the rest of the match. This could cause all of your plants to become locked one by one, or just cause you to lose if an important plant like sunflower is locked by this glitch. This issue only occurs when the plants player is using a mouse. None of this applies to zombies in any way. Another issue is an oversight that breaks this mode's balance. This has been patched, but only on the Steam version. When an explosive is used near gravestones, for some reason, it will destroy them as if they were zombies. I don't think I need to tell you how much this breaks the game, especially with Doomshroom. Finally, while not a gameplay issue, but more of a nitpick, the graphics for the sunflower and zombie holding or chewing the controllers in the team select screen are not present here. While it doesn't affect gameplay, it just shows how little care was given when porting everything forward. And none of this even includes the things that have impacted my playing experience. How bad is it? Well, immediately upon starting the game, even the intro clip is presented through a jank-ass array of loading screens. There are so many bugs and oversights I found in just an hour of playing the Steam version. The Start Adventure button never gets updated to read the level you're currently on. Seed packets that you select aren't darkened, which reduces visual feedback for literally no reason. All pea shooters in World 1 have animation errors if they attack at a specific point of their idle animation. Sun drops and coin drops have zero animations for disappearing, opting to instead just vanish instantly. Right-clicking with a plant selected does deselect that plant, but only if your mouse isn't over your seed bank for some reason. Picking up the shovel is super finicky at times, and I could not tell you why. Whack-A-Zombie is missing literally half of its sound effects, and that's not even mentioning how noisy and distracting the new visuals for whacking zombies are now. And those are only some of the minor issues that I found while playing. If I were to list all of them, it would take up the whole rest of my 20s. And this is for a remake of a game that had none of these issues back in 2009. And that's just the bottom line for all this. This remake is a complete bastardization of the original game. Everything from the straight up missing features either from the 2009 release or from the remake's promises, to the bugs and glitches, some of which are game breaking that were, once again, nowhere to be found in the original, which tells me that absolutely nobody tested this before giving it the green light to release. I think I speak for the entire community when I say, this product is not just bad, it's not just disappointing, it is disrespectful. How can you see how much people like me love this series and cherish this game, and think this quality of a remake is in any way acceptable? With that said, my final verdict is that I cannot in good conscience recommend this game. At least not yet. It's 4 times the price of the Game of the Year edition for a, quite frankly, inferior product in nearly every way. Buy the Game of the Year edition instead. If you're on console, PvZ is on EA Play, or you can get a physical copy. If you're on mobile, get fucked, I guess. And to EA and whatever shell is left of PopCap, fuck you. We deserve a better game than this. I know this is a different style of video from what I usually make, and that's for a reason. I want to start using this channel to do more review-style videos of games and media that I have either experienced myself or have become infamous enough for me to know about it. I won't stop doing clip dumps, but I don't know how fast I'll be able to get them up. like if you like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll be here waiting for PVZ to recover from its heart failure.